Hello, this is Crypto CJ. It's the trade of the day. This is a Friday afternoon Zoom edition, and got some seasoned veterans on, a couple new people. So hopefully we'll get something accomplished today. Bitcoin's been interesting. We have an all-time high in Ethereum. So let's go to the charts. All right, you guys should be seeing my Bitcoin 4-hour chart.
Yep.
All right, good.
Yeah, looking good.
Yeah, so we hit the all-time high, 67K, about a week ago, and it trended down pretty hard from there. It dipped below 60 once, came back up to around 63, 64, dipped again 2 days ago, and recovered nicely. It does seem to be like we have some support here in this low 60, high 50 range. So it'll be interesting to see if that holds up. I think we'll have some more tests of the $60,000 probably over the weekend and into next week. I adjusted my trend line to account for the dips we had yesterday, so we'll see if it respects this or wants to dip below again, or dip a bit, hit it and bounce back. This line here is the 236 Fibonacci retracement level on the day chart, which is something some traders like to trade the fibs. That's a little beyond the scope of this class, but it does seem to be support at the moment, right around 58.2. So that's where we are with Bitcoin. There's been quite a bit of news as well. If I click the news button over here on Bitcoin, it talks about Valkyrie gave up on its ETF. Bitcoin mining is growing in the US. MicroStrategy, who looked like fools when Bitcoin dipped, looks like geniuses now that Bitcoin's pumped. They've added another, their portfolio is looking good right now. So, here's some FUD from Steve Wozniak about government bans. So, same old in the crypto world. All right, let's look at Ethereum. Okay, I did adjust my trend line here, but I didn't create a new all-time high line as we punched through 4,400, and it's staying up there for now. Just wicked above it last week and then dropped again, but now it looks like it's trying to test it again. So we'll see if 4,400 holds for Ethereum. Yes, I'm still in my Ethereum short. It's getting pummeled, but again, my contribution to holding up the market. So, and yes, I seem to say that on every show, every Monday and Friday show I do. So, all right, Ethereum news. I didn't look. Nothing really jumping out at me. It's mostly Bitcoin related, NFTs, things like that. Okay, so any questions about Bitcoin or Ethereum or the market overall?
I do have one Bitcoin question.
Okay.
So if you were going to increase a hodl on Bitcoin, at one point people were talking about this dip all the way down to 52, 53, which personally I don't think is happening anymore, and you were just talking about 60. I mean, would you maybe wait for 60-ish, or in terms of long-term hodl, what would you look at?
Well, we're more into day trading here, but I'll go ahead and answer your question, because what do you do with your day trading profits? One of the best things to do is to invest in buy and hold positions like Robert's talking about. So, but to answer your question, I wouldn't buy it in the 60s at this point. I would wait for a bigger dump, like down to the 40s or 50s, if I were going to buy more Bitcoin. That may not happen for a couple months, but if we look at the day chart, you know, starting in January, you're around 28, you know, shoots up to 52, drops down to 39, you know, shoots up to 67, drops down to 58. So, you know, I would probably maybe start laddering in around 55 if it gets that low.
Got it.
If it doesn't,
Right.
then, you know, so be it. But again, not financial advice. I'm not much of a
Yeah.
hodler, so I'm not the best source of information for this kind of thing. But, you know, I do have a bag of Bitcoin and a small bag of Ethereum that I'm holding.
I just need envelopes.
But
Free.
yeah, that's about all I do with that. So,
Okay. Thank you.
all right.
Using one of these.
Any other questions on that?
They're Chris's or they're
Yeah, these are all Christmas.
No, I'm trying to find the controls here.
Take my upstairs.
All right, sorry, it took me a while to find that. All right, let's go to Altcoin Alert. Okay, you folks should be seeing my Altcoin Alert screen. And for those of you who are new, I like to look at the Altcoin Radar. You're usually going to be defaulted to the dashboard. Looks like this. It has just sort of the highlights. You click on easy mode, then you have the highest AA scores, and those with good values for Elder 1 hour and Elder daily and the short-term sentiment. But and then some of the most recent headlines and sig devs as well, significant developments. But I like to use the Altcoin Radar. This is what we're used to seeing. Turn off easy mode. I want all the information. So plus I can sort by these columns. I like to sort. So currently the best AA score is Skycoin. This is only on a couple exchanges, so we're not going to look at that. I was looking at XYO. I do have a position in this from last a few days ago. So we'll go ahead and check that out. So this is the Kucoin listing or chart. It was listed there about 7 weeks ago in early September. On the 1 hour chart, it was up here a few days ago around 3.5 cents. Pretty strong drop all the way down to 2.5 cents. Then it's been recovering pretty well. And I've got positions, true to full disclosure. I put, when it was up here, I did what I thought was a low ladder or a low buy order at 3,300 or 0.033, and that got filled and kept going down. That's the risk you take when you do a low buy order overnight. So I put in another low buy order for 0.30 on a ladder buy, and that got picked up during this drop. And then I did one more at 0.2775, and that got picked up a couple days ago. So I've got 3 positions, 0.033, 0.03, and 0.0275. Right now, I'm about breaking even with the 3 positions combined. But this had a nice high AA score, but it doesn't always work out. Actually, I probably could have gotten out had I made my at a smaller profit after my first additional purchase, but didn't work out. So I'm still in this one for I'll probably be in it for another few days. You know, we'll see if it gets me out in profit. If not, I'll just hold it for a while, have a, you know, an unintentional swing trade. That happens sometimes. All right. And then if we're gonna buy this now, let's see if there's a good entry point. For a new position, I'm not really seeing one. I don't see anything resembling a really good dip sequence. There is some short-term support. Well, here. Probably we put a low buy order right about here at 0.0285. If you're going to buy this, but you know, this is just not doing much up here. It's dipping down. It might bounce off the SMA line and take off again. But there's not real good resistance anywhere up here to give us any guidance on a retrace. So yeah, I'd set an alert. Maybe right around here. 0.28, just right click, add alert. You know, name it if you want. Dip, create, and it should show up in your alerts over here. Yeah, right here. So if you hover over it, it'll show you where it is on your chart. So, all right, any questions on XYO?
Yeah, I've been watching that all day. I posted on Slack about that early this morning. I've been trying to get in also around 28 to 29 range. So, but like you said, it really hasn't been happening.
No, not yet. Patience. I dislike patience, but it's so important. All right, see what else we have with the AA scores. Axie, it was above 80. I put in a low buy order on Coinbase Pro. It was not hit yet. We'll go ahead and check it out though. Yeah, looks like it punched through an all-time high today in the 160s. Yeah, we hit this high earlier in October. It wicked up above it today on the 1-day chart and then dropped again on the 1 hour. Yeah, punched through and then came down pretty hard. Yeah, we lost about 14–15% off that bounce down. And I'm looking to catch it like right around here, around 126. So that's where I've got my buy order at the moment. We do have some bullish divergence on the 5-minute chart 10 minutes ago. So that could be interesting. I don't talk about divergence much on the show because it's sort of next level, I'd say intermediate level trading information to spot divergences and figure out if they're useful. So, but this particular indicator, has alerts and obviously a visual of divergence on the RSI. So that might be worth your while. If anybody wants to talk about that, we can do that some other time. But again, Axie looks like it's in a dip sequence on the 5-minute chart. Pretty big bubble on the high side here. And then it's squeezing together a little bit as it dropped, and then 2 green candles formed, working their way up. I would expect to see, a drop down here. Dip sequence would be like up here, then down, and up, and then down again. and maybe you buy down here around 129, 130, something like that. So. All right, so that's Axie. Any questions on this one? All right. Let's do some other sorts.
Hey, CJ, how much do you take into account the volume in deciding what you think is going to happen?
I don't look at anything unless it has pretty good volume. Usually,
I was talking about the individual volume spikes at the bottom.
oh, like these right here.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people like to talk about volume. I think it's to some degree reflected in the price. So it's not something I look at a whole lot. I do have the money flow indicator here and the RSI and the MACD. These are all somewhat reflective of volume. I know Bryce on CryptNation likes to, he has the volume point of control indicators on the right. You know, I could add those now. You know, if I wanted to. That's the wrong one. It's this one. Yeah. So, you know, you have your volume point of control right here at 146. You know, a big, you know, that kind of a hole in the volume right here around 154, and then another spike up, you know, another increased volume up here. But again, it seems to mostly follow the, you know, the candles. So, you know, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just not something I look at all the time. And since I'm primarily a day trader, you know, I tend to rely on some of these other indicators more, but yeah, it's volume's definitely important. Let's see what else we can find. Let's do some sorts. John from our group likes to do the social activity sort. It'll often bring up very bullish coins under long-term sentiment, which is, you know, the word on the street. And the word on the street's usually through Twitter. Combine that with the Elder Impulse Daily, which, as you can see there, is you know, follows trends and momentum. It's a technical indicator. So we try to combine our technical and our sentiment, find something that's about to go, or something that's moving now that we can catch on a trend. So on very bullish, we have this ADX. Not familiar with that one, but it's already up 100% today. So and doesn't have enough, you know, Twitter data to be scored as an AA score. So we'll probably steer clear of that one. Mana is interesting, up 50%. It's got a very low AA score. Usually when something's pumped up a lot and has a low AA score, AA thinks that it's done. So it's due for a pullback. So sometimes I trade, you know, shorts, short leverage positions based on some of this information. Not entirely, but it'll help me alert to a coin that I should look at. Sandbox has bullish across the three. BAT is interesting. I shorted this earlier today successfully. It has some good scores here, but, you know, a bearish on the AA score. When I do sorts that aren't the AA score, I'm usually looking for a neutral or better on the AA score, and then, you know, bullish or, you know, some other positive indicator in the other columns. Seems like each one has something negative about it that's discouraging me from looking further. You know, on Mana, we've got, you know, very bullish, which I like, bullish, 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 but then bearish on the, you know, the AA score, and over 50% for the day. So that one's probably played out. Sandbox, not as much, but pretty similar otherwise. Zen looks pretty good, but we're bearish on the Elder Impulse Daily. I don't like that. That I just talked about, bearish on the AA. VGX has potential. It's bullish, fire. Bullish on the daily, neutral on the hourly, neutral on the short-term sentiment, but bullish on both the long-term sentiment and the Elder Daily. So I think that's worth taking a look at. Let's check out VGX. Well, looks like it's only on Binance and FTX, two platforms that have kicked me off. So, but we'll look anyway. Because I know some of my peeps can trade on Binance. Okay, we had the listing on Binance in August.
I'm in the middle of a webinar.
And I got someone else speaking up.
Why would they kick you off?
Well, they didn't pick me out. They just said by October 19th, you have to do KYC, which as an American, I
Oh.
can't pass anyway. So,
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah. All right. So let's look at the hour chart. Okay, this one just started pumping a couple days ago.
DJ, some of the people may not know what KYC is.
Oh yeah. KYC is an acronym, stands for Know Your Customer. It's essentially proving your identity to the exchange, try to avoid, bad activity like money laundering and terrorism funding and things like that. So at least that's why they say they do it. Crypto people are loath to participate in this process. One thing we like about crypto is, doing our own thing financially, and don't want other people to know about it unless we feel like sharing it on a YouTube or webinar like I am now. But yeah, so I dislike it, but yeah, I mean, I dislike it, but I've gone through it on a few exchanges, like Coinbase to get started and places like that. But most of the foreign exchanges exclude Americans. So if you want to trade on them, you have to not do KYC and usually use a VPN. So that's what I try to do in those that are more lax about such things. All right, so and FTX and Binance used to not have KYC, but now both of them do. So that's really the only exchanges you can get VGX. And it looks like it's pumped pretty hard today, the last couple days. As far as getting in now, if you have access to FTX or Binance, you'd probably suggest this range here around 280 or so. Looks like it might start a dip sequence. It's punched below the SMA line and we've got a bubble forming. So if you can catch it down here in the 280s, 270s, or a retrace back to just the SMA line in that scenario is almost 10%, which is outstanding. So VGX has showed up a lot in the AA score. So again, if you have access to those platforms, or you might be able to find it on MetaMask or something like that, it could be worth your while. But I don't like this current entry, this sitting on the SMA line. This is no man's land. This is limbo. So if you want to catch a trend, I'd want to see some strong candle action shooting up. Let's say caught it midway between the SMA and the top of the Bollinger Band. You got 3% here, and if it comes back to this resistance, that's 7%. That's not bad. Still kind of risky though, especially on the weekend where volume tends to be lower. To see if the price is going to push up here up to 335 to make that trade useful at this entry point. I'd rather catch it down here and take the risk of missing it for a better entry price. All right, any questions on VGX?
The next one on your Altcoin Alert, though, has got very similar numbers to VGX, and it's on Coinbase, but it's already like at the top of the Bollinger Band, so.
Well, look who's
hesitate
gotten ahead of
getting
me
into that.
here. Are you talking about ENJ?
Yeah, sorry.
All right. Well, I'll take your word for that, and we'll see if we can use a different sort and find something else. Another sort I like to do. Let's do a sentiment sort. Let's do short-term sentiment. Let's do something now. What's bullish now? Iris, not familiar with that one. We have a bearish daily, don't like that. And we have poop on trading activity, don't like that. Keep network, no. Nexus. Neutral AA score, fire on trading and social. Neutral on elder impulse hourly, but we have bullish on daily and bullish on the other frames. We're up 3.7%. I don't know much about NXM, but let's
Just try it.
check it out. Where was I? NXM is not showing up on anything on TradingView, so that's not good. All right, Ren. Bearish on hourly. Impulse. Crypto CRO looks really good, but I think it's only, I'm not sure where that's available other than on the crypto.com exchange. It's probably some other places too. Yeah, it's in lots of places. Kucoin, nice. Let's check it out. Yeah, there was news about, I saw a commercial during Thursday Night Football with Matt Damon pitching crypto.com. So it looked like an Apple commercial or something. It was epic. It was really cool. My dad, who hates commercials, and I were watching. It's like, wow, that is cool. Is that one of your Chinese money things? That's what my dad calls Bitcoin, Chinese money. Yeah, Dad, that's it. All right, crypto.com. Let's look at the day chart. Okay, so all-time high in April, dropped in May, recovered most of it, and now it's pushing again for that all-time high. Guess people dig that commercial. We might be too late for this one. Yeah. I think we're too late for this. I try to catch it down here. We have some short-term support. 20-21 cents, like a little bit better there. If you catch it there, it retraces, you know, up to its current high, you get around 10%. But I think it's trended up too high at the moment. If you took it, if you got in now, if it punches through the SMA, you know, you're getting less than 1% to the retrace. So too risky for me up here. I like it down here though on a dip. I'm gonna do an alert on this.
Cool.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, any questions on CRO?
When you're trading on that, do you always trade on the 200 MA or do you switch it up?
No, I don't care about the EMA on most of my my spot trades, but I know a lot of traders do. I take it more into consideration on my leverage trading. because I'm more in tune with the trend there. But with my spot trading, I'm less concerned about it. I probably should be more concerned about it. I'd probably have fewer ladder buys if I did, but it's just been my experience that I've seen too many good downturns. You know, I've seen a lot of against the trend kind of stuff in my trading experience. So, I mean, like trading only, you know, long positions above the 200 EMA will probably, you know, save you a few, you know, not ideal situations, but I can only really talk about my experience, and that's it doesn't matter a whole lot in spot trading. But if you want to incorporate this with other technical indicators, you know, like I've got here, you know, if you want to say, okay, I will only take a long position if it's above the EMA, if the RSI is, you know, down here trending up, if the MFI is down here trending up, if the MACD is down here trending up, you know, you'll do really well. You won't make many trades, but you might make only a few a week, but there's nothing wrong with that. If they're, you know, if you're 80–90% successful, then that's a really cool way to trade. I like trading every day. That's probably a fault I have. I want to make a trade, preferably 5 of them every day, always in. So
Good.
that's how I'm comfortable trading.
When I was watching Bryce's tutorials, he was using a 50 and a 20-day MA.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just curious as to what the difference was. That's a good explanation.
Yeah, I've got the 200 up on this chart. That's this white line. And then the SMA line is sort of like a 50-day moving average, not quite, but it's pretty close. Actually, I've got a 20 moving average on this chart. Might have the 50 as well, but I don't really feel like adding it. So, but yeah, I've got another, you know, something I'm testing that's got, you know, this is the 50 and this one's the 200. You know, I only take long positions if the 50 is above the 200. And I would be open to short positions here when the 50 is below the 200. So there's nothing wrong with being cautious and taking that into consideration. But like, again, on spot trades, I don't do it that much. Okay, let's do another sort. We've done social, we've done sentiment. Let's do trading activity. Again, it's a simple click up here. It's, you know, I can do trading activity to the negative as well. And so you get thumbs down and poop and all that. So, but let's see what's good. Okay,
4,500%.
talked about, what is ADX? I don't even know what that is. It's on Binance, Bittrex. Whoa, there's a big pump on the day chart. Yeah, whatever that was, we're late for it. It's not a new listing. So it was just cruising along here around 50 cents. Spiked up to about 70 cents and then really shot up here to almost $2. Then dropped, spiked up again. This is interesting, this kind of pattern. Saucer or cup and handle, something like that. I don't always remember what the patterns are called. Let's see if there's any news. seeing anything jumping out at me with ADX in it, but. All right, well, on the 5-minute chart, we do have a recent high of 189. It's at 122 now. So you saw some candle action trending up. You got 30% to the recent high. That might be worth a risk. Just know that there's chance you probably have to buy a better position to get out of it and profit. You could also set a low, an alert down here, some support right around $1.97. So that would be a good entry. If you got in at $1, 21% up to here. Yeah, 30% up to here. Yeah, I like it. So depending on your risk tolerance, you could buy it now and hope that it trends back up. I think it's a bit risky. You set an alert, try to catch it around $1. See if it pumps after that. So, well, any other coins or sorts you guys want me to do on Altcoin Alert? We're at almost 40 minutes now, so I can go ahead and throw this open then to any questions you have on day trading or anything in crypto.
CJ, can you hear me? It's BJ here.
Hey, BJ.
I'm a newbie. Thank you. I'm down in Sydney, Australia.
Okay, cool.
Just a question. What sort of margin are you looking at achieving on a day trade? Is it 3 to 5% or?
Yeah, that's about what I'm looking for. The Altcoin Alert folks say that, a score above 80 on the AA scores, gives you, like Sky is this AA score is saying you've got an 84% chance to get a 3% profit in the next 72 hours. So, I was a day trader before. I signed up for this last year. So, I like 3%. I like 5 and 10% better. So, I try to do what the charts show me. And, I'm different than a lot of you in that I already had the training before I got involved in this, which is why I try to talk about it and help you guys get better entry points, because a lot of people just see an AA score and then they jump in without any analysis, and next thing they know, they're down 5 or 10%. They're upset about it. So that's why I try to talk about, dip trades and trend trades and ladder buying if it goes against you, that kind of thing. So 3% is a pretty good day trade. I'm usually in a bull market, I'm usually shooting for around 5%. In a sideways or bear market, 2 to 3% is fine too. And on my leverage trading, usually just 1 to 2%, because I'm usually at 5 or 10x leverage on that situation. So
Yeah.
And I do some swing trading too, where I'm looking for 10 to 20%, but I'm going to stay in for a week or two. So
CJ, I'm one of those guys you just mentioned that I joined the Altcoin Alert board, or not bought everything, but looked at those over 80% with a view that 80% were going to be successful trades, but trade a number in small amounts, but most of those trades, they all went down after I bought. So it didn't work that well for me. So that's why I'm joining you in these sessions.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I saw a need for some day trading training, using this platform. So that's why I do these shows. But a simpler approach is something that Pat Thompson teaches on Tuesday nights. If you click on Skycoin, which has a high AA score, 85.3, and you got what he calls a big mouth on this, where the price is way above where the price is way below the AA score. The AA score is in white, the price is in blue. These can be worth further investigation. And Pat likes to put, lower buy orders in on most of these because, he's really gotten into the weeds on this, and he finds pretty consistently then when those AA alerts come out on Slack for the scores, they tend to go down first before they go up. And that doesn't surprise me because the AA score is essentially telling us what's been beaten down and what's due for a comeback. So, oh shoot, that's not what I want. So it doesn't surprise me that some of them go down first before they come up.
Do you have the link for Pat Thompson or
You can
his
find
URL?
him.
Or?
Are you in the Slack group?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, look him up in the Slack group or post
Okay.
something, and he'll give you that information.
Great, thanks.
I'd put it in the chat, but I think I think his Zoom link changes weekly. I've suggested he get a stable one, but anyway, he's still learning how to do Zoom and stuff. But I like his simplistic approach to this, and it's helped some people out. So, all right, so that's that's the AA score and how I use it. But again, I use the AA score just to let me know that something's worth checking out. I don't trade solely off of it, and haven't done it that way in over a year. So I was a bit lazy when I first got this and did trade off of it, and kind of got lucky and had some good results. But I realized about a month into it that it was important to do some analysis and try to get better entry points. Okay, any other questions? All right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording here. Those of you watching on the recording, thank you so much for joining, and have a great weekend. And
Thank you.
I will also hang around a little longer for those of you in Carbon. So
Thank you.